lion voice. Tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of His chosen Empress, Her Imperial Majesty, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bonsu, otherwise known as Dejazmatch Kwasi or Ras Kwasi, and this is the Lion's Voice. Welcome. This is episode 1. This is going to be a weekly, or as we would say in Rastafari, a strongly podcast, vlog, audio experience and visual experience. I'm going to really take the opportunity to introduce myself in a different manner than most ones may be used to. But at the same time, this is also going to be an opportunity to share. First of all, you're saying, who is Kwasi Bonsu, the Dejazmatch Kwasi? You know, what is Rastafari? We'll touch on all those things. But just a little bit about myself. I'm an entertainment attorney based in Washington, D.C. and Maryland. I am an author. I am an actionist, and I'm an artist. So I'm a creative at heart. And I tell people, you know, before I became an attorney, before I became an actionist, I was a creative. You know, before I became an author. So at my root, I'm a creative, and I've really crafted a life for myself connecting creators. I'm very pleased with the legacy and humbled by the legacy that I've been able to establish in my time. And I believe that it's time now for me to share what I've learned with the younger generation and to you know, provide an outlet and a networking for creators from that are beyond my immediate reach. So we're living in a beautiful time, people. We're living in the digital age where we can connect with creators from all across the world. This is unprecedented, the time that we're living in, and we all have benefited from the connectivity that technology has brought. There are negatives as well, and we'll address some of those over the course of this vlog series. And what I really would like to do is to take everyone on a journey with me as I navigate the creative industry. I say that this vlog will be for the black man, by the black man, because I do believe in the black family, and I do believe the black man has to stand as the head of the black family, and that by building the black family, we'll build the black nation. By building the black nation, we will build humanity, because we all know Africa was the foundation. And if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So, you know, I represent the diaspora. Born in Jamaica, I've grown up in Toronto, Canada, came to school in the United States of America as a teenager at Howard University, and you know, so I have a very unique diaspora experience. I've been to Africa multiple times, and as a matter of fact, when you view this, which will be today is my Earth Strong, so give thanks to my mother. Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months you carry me. On my Earth Strong, I have to big up my mother, because she was the one who felt the pain, went through the whole experience. Big respect to my father as well, planting the seed and being there from that time to this time with my mother as a protector and a provider. However, I will be, at the time that you are watching this, on my Earth Strong on the continent of Africa. And one thing you will all will learn about Kwasi Bonsu is that I am a Pan-Africanist. in every sense of the word. And this is a beautiful time for the Pan-African diaspora as well, the African diaspora. Yes, we are facing challenges globally, and we don't want to minimize that, but in terms of connectivity, there is a level of connectivity like never before. And you see it represented in the creative industry with the rise of Afro beats. We have reggae, we have dancehall, we have hip-hop, we have reggaeton. Hip-hop now is the #1 genre globally. So African culture is dominating the world clearly from a creative standpoint. And with that comes opportunity. Our people are still coming out of the transatlantic and Arab slave trade. We're still in a state of indentured servitude, if you ask me. Very few of us have obtained our freedom. Most of our population is working to pay debt and to survive, is in that survival mode. The traumas in our community are immense, and yet still we rise. So, again, I just want to give you a little bit of information about who I am and what you can expect when you subscribe and follow this vlog. Again, I'm an attorney, entertainment attorney, an artist, actionist, author, and I'm here to really show different facets of all of those things. And as we go along in this vlog journey, it's gonna get easier. I'm not really used to speaking in this format, so you have to forgive me. Let me get comfortable. I've done many interviews, and for those who know me or those who have heard about myself, a lot of interviews in Jamaica, some in Toronto, a few in America, mostly within the Caribbean diaspora channels. And so it takes a while. This vlogging is new, but I'm looking forward to go on this journey with the family. What type of topics will I cover in this vlog? Well, one of the things I'm going to talk about is the attorney side. So breaking down entertainment law concepts. I'm not going to give legal advice. I cannot give legal advice on this platform. But I work with a lot of creatives. I get questions all the time from creatives young and old. And there's not enough time in the day, especially with, how I multitask, to reach everyone. So I want to use this to put out some good information so that creatives can have tools, so that at least when you're going out there, you're armed with the correct information. A lot of our creatives are not even playing the game that is being played. They're not even on the ball field. They're in the stands then. I will code switch from time to time. We'll jump from Patois to Rastafari talk to the Queen's English even. And then we'll go back into, I can twang. I've been in America. So, we're going to code switch and do different things on this channel. I look forward to it. I did write a little bit of notes so you see me looking down. Don't worry yourself. I'm transparent with what I'm doing because I'm in this for the long haul. I'm excited about documenting the journey. I travel frequently between Canada, between the US, between Jamaica to Africa. And I want to show, what I experience. I've been blessed to meet a lot of powerful people, a lot of people who are making change, historic people. One of the things that I'm very proud of is the network that I've been able to cultivate over my years of operation. And we'll get into some of the things, but entertainment law is going to be a big topic on this vlog. We'll do some deep dives into even news that comes out about court cases that touch on entertainment law. And it helps me because then it helps me, it gives me a reason to be sharp, to bring these concepts. I'll try to break it down as simple as possible. So this will be a resource for the community. Again, for the black man, by the black man. And let me say this, I'm inspired to do this vlog by the black manosphere and what I've been seeing, and knowing that a lot of that information is not reaching my community, which is the Rastafari community. And I see the Caribbean diaspora on a lot of the manosphere platforms, but I don't really see my community having these very valid conversations that black men are having, trying to get themselves together, trying to ensure that they are the strongest that they can be. The other thing I will have on here are things to do with my artistry, so this becomes an outlet. I can share my music videos, the process, some studio sessions, just the process of creation and that artist journey. I advise many artists on their journey, and now I've decided to put forward my own creative talents to the world. I just released a mixtape that's available on my website. You'll see a link in the description. So I want to document my own journey as a creative, because I think leadership means leading by example, and I think I can be a lot more effective instead of trying to tell people and it doesn't sink in. They can see, and I know that a lot of us are visual learners, tactile learners. We learn by watching. If you look in Africa, when the mothers have the babies, they tie the babies around them, and the babies are at eye level with their mother, and they're watching. And when you look at African children and the intelligence level, and they're able to navigate, you see them going to the store, little Chinese youths that would never be without parents in America, walking around their communities and actually doing chores, not unruly and, very orderly. But it's because these children are able to observe the adults from a very young age. They're engaged, they're involved with their parents as their parents are working. And I believe that we as African people, we learn better by seeing. So I'll be documenting my artist journey, and I have a lot of great experiences working with some, great producers. So you'll get to see some of that process. And if that's not the part that you love, if you love the entertainment law part, we'll organize it on the channel in such a manner so you can get the content that serves you. But for those who love everything and just want to see everything, it's here for you as well. Also, I just recently released my first book, Haile Selassie's Ethiopia. It's available right now for pre-order. So head to my website, pre-order it, support black publishers, black books. It's a book of history, and it'll be available November 2nd online on Amazon, everywhere where books are sold. So definitely support that. We're publishing it on Bookman Express. Big up Bookman Express, Dotty Bookman, Sister Sasha. Again, black-owned publisher, tried and true. They have many books. Ian Takes Flight. So definitely big up Dotty Bookman and the Bookman Express family. Check out their website, www.bookmanexpress.pub, P-U-B. And check out their catalog, support them, show them some love. So we'll be talking about some literary things. We'll be diving into some history, African history. We'll do some deep dives. We'll interview authors. We might even do a book club or read. I'm a big believer in reading of physical books. A lot of my knowledge came through reading books. So this channel, we're going to promote reading. And you'll see my logo is the Reading Ras logo. So you see the silhouette of of me reading books, because again, I think education is the key to betterment for all humanity. And His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie was a Minister of Education in Ethiopia, along with all of his other portfolios, and built a record number of schools and educational institutions on all levels in Ethiopia. So it's very important for a nation building education, reading, and contrary to all popular belief, the internet doesn't have all of the knowledge, because the internet don't have all the books available to read on the internet. So you're getting snippets and different things of books. Yes, Google Books, you can get a lot of the older books, but a lot of knowledge is not there. So you have to read books. So all of those who want to take the journey with me, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about my Patreon for those who really want to go in depth on this journey. 'Cause I'm trying to build my tribe as we rise as a creative, and just in terms of the work that we are seeking to do. No man is an island. You need to build your tribe. And as a creative in this modern time, give thanks. There are so many tools that allow you to build that tribe. In the creative industry, it's also known as a super fan. I prefer to call it the tribe, or the lion pride in my case. So I want to build my lion pride, and as a lion, building your kingdom. Two male lions that are out. You have a coalition of brothers who go out to establish their kingdom. They have to war with other coalitions of brothers of lions to get the right to find a group of sisters that they can claim as their pride. And to do that, it takes a lot of hard work. So I realized that, and that's one of my goals, is to build my tribe, or my pride, with this vlog. So but any level, any support, we give thanks. So you can subscribe, or you can go on Patreon and join the Lion Pride. And that was a rhyme. Big up to Ras Iris and some of the elders. We're going to put in some poetry in our thing, same way. Also, actionists. So my background is a lot in the non-profit world. I've been blessed to be a co-convener of one of the oldest Rastafari non-profits, the Universal Development of Rastafari, which is a 501c3 organization, which I'm still on the board of. I'm also one of the co-founders of the Haile Selassie Foundation for Law and Society, which again is another 501c3 non-profit of Rastafari attorneys. I'm also on the board of Habesha, which is the Helping Africa by Establishing Schools at Home and Abroad. Former board chair, former JEGNA, now current board member. So we're going to be bringing you a lot of things from those works that I've been blessed to be a part of, and see it grow and blossom. The narrative about Rastafari is that we like to smoke herb and listen to reggae music, which is a very small part of this livity. And we want to highlight some of the success stories that have been happening over the years. Rastafari has been quietly working behind the scenes, getting our house in order, so we can once again reclaim our space within the Pan-African community. We've kind of gone into an isolation over the years, but it's because preparation. And I'm very happy to say, even since COVID, that preparation has accelerated, and Rastafari from all over the world are gathering their works. There are success stories, so I will be highlighting some of those here, because I'm actively involved in a lot of them. I'm also blessed to be a co-convener of the Association of Rastafari Creatives, which actually was started during this COVID global pandemic, where we brought together Rastafari creatives from around the globe to mobilize for Rastafari community. So I'll be highlighting some of those works here as well. So there's so much content that I'm exposed to, and I like to work quietly behind the scenes, but I'm also that artist side of me wants to share. And right now, because of how dreadful the time is, I do think now is the time to share again. I see my brothers rising in the black manosphere from all over, sharing with their community, helping black men to become better. When I look in Rastafari, I don't see the families like I would want to see them, I'm seeing broken homes and these things, and we're not going to put the community dirty laundry out on the front street, but we want to talk about some relationship issues, responsibility of the man in the home, things that I can share, being someone who has been formally married for 14 years and someone who has been with his queen for over 20 years consecutively without interruption. So, I would definitely like to share some of what I have learned with the younger generation coming up, and we'll interview people who have relationship skills. We'll get into some spicy topics as well. Sometimes you can't let your children listen to the vlog because we might have to go there. So we're going to touch on them topics as well. And again, I've been blessed with an extensive network. However, one of the things that I will share is that when you're networking, one of the first rules is that you always have to bring value. So, as we grow the channel, I'm not going to bring any interviews or set up any interviews until I get to at least 100 subscribers. I cannot tap into my network to speak to 10 people, They would do it, definitely, but, I do value their time as much as they value mine when I'm called upon. And so I hope that gives you some encouragement. If you're watching this, share with your network. Let's get the subscribers up so that we can, really tap in to the network like I would really like to share. Because again, I know legendary people that I looked up to as legends growing up. Some of them I have in my phone book or in my phone contact list right now, and I'm very blessed to be in that position. Primarily in the reggae dancehall world, I am rooted in my community. However, that will change because I am in process. This is not my final form, as they would say in anime and sci-fi and superhero genre. This is not my final form. I'm in process. I'm in work. I'm far from perfect. Still on my journey as a human being. But I'm excited to go on the journey. Like I said, I'm excited to find my tribe and my lion pride and go on this journey as we build the kingdom together. So this is the Rastafari corner of the manosphere, black manosphere in particular. We're going to touch on all of those topics, but in our own unique way. We're going to show, there's going to be a lot of visuals. I'm in the creative industry. I know a lot of creatives. So some of the videos are going to be, polished presentations, mini like documentary style. Some will be just like this. I'm on reasoning to the camera. It's going to be a whole variety when you tune into the lion voice. But one thing is for sure, you will hear the lion's voice. So my target for the black man, by the black man, with the aim of building the black family, that definitely is the target. We're targeting conscious community, a voice within the entire conscious community. I am, or I was before COVID, somewhat active in the Pan-African community here in Washington, D.C. And we're just looking forward to, again, have the reasoning, have the discussions, have the dialogue, share, add value, add a unique perspective. I'm here in the River District of the Bonsu residence in Washington, D.C. Again, when this airs, I will be in Ghana, West Africa. You can see my fish tank here, my corridors catfish. You might see them darting up and down. That's telling me I need to adjust the water parameters. So all the fish keepers, don't get at me in the comments. I see what going on. I will soon deal with them in the River District. That being said, we want to talk about networking. We want to talk about a lot of topics. I'm going to try not to keep these too long because I know there's so much content overload. So we won't keep these too long. But ultimately, I want to help to build leadership. I think our community is lacking in leadership, and in particular, male leadership. Life has put me in the position of leadership, and it's not something that, we embrace readily, because everybody wants to, do what they want to do, and leadership comes with great responsibility. It brings to mind a psalm of the great King David, which is, "Mark the perfect man. Behold, the upright, for the end of that man is peace." Psalm 37, 37 to 40. And when we consider leadership, it really requires discipline. And that is something I also think that we lack as brethren within the community, and we have to take ownership. A lot of people use excuses for why they're not accomplishing and achieving. An achievement is the marker of progress. His Imperial Majesty says that, and I wholeheartedly believe that achievements mark your progress. So your happiness should not be in the achievement. You should love the journey. But if you're not achieving, then there's something that is not connecting. So, we want to help be each other's accountability partners. And those who come on the Patreon, that's really what that's going to be about. The Lion Pride level are for people who really want to, go in depth. We'll have Zoom calls, more, one-on-one interaction. I have a level, the Lion Council, which I'm going to limit to only 100 people right now. But that level is going to be even more in depth, where we really, basically, we're gonna join up and form up a team, and we're gonna crush some serious works. I have a lot that I can share in terms of work, a lot that needs strengthening, and I can also be an asset in terms of, giving word sound on works that you may have going, and you need to bounce something off of someone who's actually out in the field and doing work on multiple levels. I haven't talked about the Jamaica Music Conference yet. I'm also a founder of the Jamaica Music Conference, and the CEO. Jamaica Music Conference, we're in our 8th year. Currently, longest running conference in Jamaica's history, celebrating, consistent growth. And we'll talk about, some things, and we'll maybe even share some footage from that, if it's appropriate. To illustrate a point, we might do some breakdowns on some of the presenters and things like that when we're going in depth on a entertainment law topic or some type of topic in the creative industry. We'll see. And please, in the comment section, feel free to give suggestions about the type of content. You'll see this is evolving. This is a living, breathing relationship. So we're not just going to stay on one thing, you know. Whatever the people want more of, we'll try to tailor it to that to an extent, so it serves the community. That being said, for Ayman, leadership is exemplified in the life and the liberty of His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie I. So when you hear about leadership from a Rastafari brethren or sister, you know, they're talking about the example set by Haile Selassie and Empress Menen. There are detractors and critics of the emperor, and you know, we might speak with some of them at some time to hear what they have to say. But really, what can they say? The work speaks for itself, you know. I will have just have come off of Ethiopia airline. When you're watching this, I'm already disembarked. Ethiopia airline to Ghana. His Majesty established Ethiopia airline in the midst of all the conflict in Ethiopia today. Ethiopia still remains as one nation because of the infrastructure and the institutions that were set up during His Majesty's time, taking the country from a feudal empire into a modern nation state, instituting Ethiopia's first constitution. And you know, this is a topic that, you know, I have intensive study into, so I'm willing to reason with ones, and we'll bring, you know, ones on to have the discussions and to dispel some of the propaganda against Haile Selassie, because even in the Pan-African community, a lot of people go into the propaganda. Why was he feeding his lions? His people were starving, this and that, without knowing the full context. We're going to get into all of that. But leadership, you know, I challenge anyone to find a better example of leadership. Let us reason. Let us have that reasoning. You know, because we can see the work, the building of a nation with countless obstacles on all sides, and we'll get in depth in terms of the opposition His Majesty felt in building a nation. But that is extensively what we're trying to do as black people right now, and so we have to go to the example. Marcus Mosiah Garvey was a great man, but you know, he said, where is the black man's navy? Where is the black man's, you know, military and all of these things, while he was saying that Ethiopia was there unconquered. And I think that was one of the mistakes that Marcus Garvey made, was anchoring the movement in Liberia instead of Ethiopia in terms of the Black Star Line. I mean, I understand it's practical, but of course Liberia was heavily controlled by the Firestone Company, and yes, Liberia, they say, was independent, but it was controlled by the US, a de facto colony. So Ethiopia was really the only unconquered African nation, and we had an example of building a nation right there in Ethiopia. And so if we are serious as black people about building the African nation, about the Pan-African nation, we have to look at the example that was set, the foundation that was set, the Organization of African Unity in Addis Ababa. You know, this is the work of His Imperial Majesty mediating the dispute between the Casablanca and the Monrovia powers. You know, we have to big up Ketama Yefaru, Ethiopian foreign minister, that did the legwork. But these are the things that we build upon. There would be no AU today without the works of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. History has tried to write him out of the history books, but they did not foresee the Rastafari family or the Rastafari nation rising and from all ends of the earth to keep the legacy alive. I'm one of those servants, so we're going to touch on that on this vlog. But we can't talk about rebuilding the nation without looking. So a lot of, even what I bring forward, is going to be examples from His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I. And for the critics and detractors of the king, you know, put your, you know, this is an open forum. You know, put your objections in the comments. let us have the reasoning. We do our due diligence, we do our research, we talk to elders from all sides, and you know we overstand. Um, but this is gonna be a journey, and again, we're gonna bring a unique contribution to the Black Manosphere, which is that Pan-African perspective. Big up channels like O'Shea, Duke Jackson, who really does have a Pan-African perspective as one of the original people that I watch in the Black Manosphere. But there are a lot of content creators that are doing powerful work, that are impacting, that are making black men really assess themselves and dig down and stand up as men, and aspire to really be the head of their household, so that their woman can be that helpmeet to help them achieve their purpose. And that's what this channel we want to do for our community, because that message needs to reach the four corners of the earth. No two men are gonna agree on everything. Big up Virgin like Kevin Samuels right now, who is really a needed voice in the black community, raising needed conversations. But no one's gonna agree on everything. So our community has a unique perspective that I want to bring to those who know that perspective. Those in the Caribbean, those on the continent, will vibe with it. But a lot of African American, big up the FBA movement, ADOS movement, because we have to respect the struggle of African Americans, unique struggle, being one of the only populations of Africa that was enslaved outside of Europe, that but large population of Africans that were the actual minority in the country, of Europeans, domination, the trauma, and the struggle and the vibrance and the resilience of African American people, which has inspired black people around the world. The black struggle in America has inspired Africans all around the world. Without question, the history is clear. Marcus Garvey came to America and was inspired. You had man like Denmark, VC, a lot of different ones who came here who were inspired by their interaction. Kwame Nkrumah, so many we can't even count. So big up the FBA, big up the ADOS, but unity is what we say, and for those Africans who are still bent on tribalism, leave them to their devices. God and history will sort them out. We don't have time to really focus on the negative. This is building time. We see what's happening globally. The agenda is clear as day to those whose third eye is open. So no matter what we disagree on, we don't get into religious dogma fights, right now at this hour. I went through a period when I was at Howard University. We used to debate with the Nubians, with the Hebrew Israelites. We go back and forth for hours. Howard University, you had to be sharp on your tools, We went through all of that. That's not this time right now. Right now is about work, it's about implementation, it's about how can we help each other build, it's about how can we connect the networks. It's go time for black people. So, we give thanks. The evil shall slay the wicked, and the rebellious will dwell in a dry land. And the righteous shall inherit the earth, the meek shall inherit the earth. So we don't have no doubt about none of that. But in the midst of that, it's time to come together. So I don't have too much more to say on this one. The next vlog that you will see will be in Mama Africa. So make sure you subscribe, click the notification button so you get the updates. I will be documenting my journey in the motherland. We'll be talking to different people, interviewing different people, repatriates on the continent, a whole repatriation segment. For those who don't know what's happening in Ghana right now, we are in the roaring 20s once again. History repeats itself. And during the roaring 20s, you had the Harlem Renaissance, where Harlem was the center of black culture, refinement. Black people from all over the world that were interacting. It was like, the explosion in the creative arts of black people. Well, I am putting to you that same energy is taking place right now in Accra, in Ghana. Black people from the UK, from Europe, from America, from the Caribbean, they're all converging in Accra, in Ghana right now. You see Dave Chappelle over there, Stevie Wonder move over there, Charlemagne the God me here saying buy a house over there. Rita Marley did done dead already from long time, so there's a movement, and you see so many big up brethren like Boris Kujo, who brought Black Hollywood there. Now Black Hollywood have it as a must go to place. So we're going to be documenting what's happening in Ghana from a Rastafari perspective. We're going to be inaugurating the Habesha Kazi project, which is a 4-acre off-the-grid sustainable training institute. I'm excited to show you all, some exclusive footage from there. The Patreon, you're going to get even some more exclusive, in-depth, So for Patreon people, you don't have to wait to 100 subscribers. We'll be putting on the content there, whatever interviews, whatever. But for everyone else, let's get the subscribers up to at least 100 so we can be respectable before we go and tap the network. But yeah, so I will be in Mama Africa. We're looking forward to that. And this is the Lion's Voice. And the Lion's Voice is brought to you by the Reading Ras merch. It's also brought to you by Haile Selassie Ethiopia Volume 1, now available on Bookman Express. My first book, What a Joy. You can see this is a reader's copy. I'm going to make at least one of these available. We'll do something on Patreon. This is going to be exclusive. I'll sign it. We'll make it into something nice. The actual book will be released on November 2nd. So make sure you pre-order the book, get your book early. But yeah, this is a lot of work went into this book. Boy, just big up Bookman Express for making a dream of mine come true. I can say author now with pride and certainty, no wavering. So go to www.dejazmatchkwasi.com, visit the store, support the merch, support the movement, pre-order the book, listen to the mixtape. Just let me know what you think about the Dejazmatch Kwasi universe and ecosystem.
Well, Lion Voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion Voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion Voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion Voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion Voice.